Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Brewhouse Shenanigans mod, which is being made by the Brewhouse modding team. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the ability to brew all of the various alcohols you find in the Commonwealth using a glorious new brewing station. And oh my, do I love this mod. In the real world, I'm actually an avid home brewer, so being able to create alcohols here as well, that just makes me happy. And I mean, come on, it's the post-apocalypse. People are still gonna be making plenty of their own beer in the world. So, fun times. And I just love it. Not only is it a cool looking station, but it crafts them in an interesting way, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But to sweeten the deal and make this mod even better, we also get some new custom alcohols, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about those also a little bit later, as we need to talk first about the brewing station. Now, you can of course build these in any one of your settlements, but before you can, you actually have to get a home brewing skill from reading a magazine. Now, you'll find that magazine in the Beantown Brewery in the large back room just in front of a brewing station in the world there, which is pretty nice. So once you read the magazine, you can go start right on ahead making your own beer right there in the Beantown Brewery if you so desire. Now, there are also two other existing brewing stations in the world. You'll find one in the Dugout Inn in Diamond City, and the other at the Third Rail in Good Neighbor. And of course, once you have read the magazine, like I said, you can just build these in any one of your settlements, which is as simple as going into the workshop mode, and then heading on over to the crafting category. Whoops, I went into stores. There we go, crafting, and head to the brewing station, which will be able to be built for 8 wood, 6 steel, 4 screws, 5 rubber, 2 gears, and 1 oil, and will actually produce 1 water resource for your settlement, as well as some happiness, because what settler wouldn't want to crack open a cold beer after a long day of tending to the farm? Good times. I love it. It's great. Now, once you do have it built, the crafting, as I said, is a little bit interesting. It's not like typical crafting, where if we head in here, go to, say, make some beer, click it, and then get a beer bottle in our inventory. Oh, no. You may realize it says 1 liter of Gwinnett Brew if we go and craft that, or 1 liter of liquor, or 1 liter of a various wine. And that's because you're not getting the bottles from crafting it. You are actually making the alcohol, and it's going into the brew tank, which after a amount of time, it'll actually be finished brewing, and you then remove it by the spout, by using any empty bottles you do have in your inventory. And thankfully and conveniently, the brewing station does also allow you to create bottles, so you can make yourself some liquor bottles, wine bottles, or beer bottles, and each one will require 3 glass and give you 1 bottle, which seems a little off to me, considering a liquor or wine bottle is much larger than a beer bottle, but the beer bottle takes the same 3 glass. Oh well. I've got plenty of glass in this test world, so no real worry there. And yeah, so you just need to have lots of empty bottles and then create the beer you're wanting to make. So let's actually just make some standard beer using purified water and razor grain. And once we do exit out of the crafting station here, notice up in the top left-hand corner, as it'll tell us how long we're gonna have to wait for our beer, as it's now starting to brew, and there we go. Well, drinks will be finished in 4 hours. Now, it doesn't matter what alcohol you make, whether it's beer, liquor, or wine, they're all gonna take 4 in-game hours. Don't worry, it's not real-time hours, it's in-game. And that's in the normal difficulty modes. If you are playing in survival, oh boy, it's gonna take 52 in-game hours for it to be done, which, I mean, is still better than the 1 to 3 weeks. In real life, you typically have to wait, but, you know, still, I mean, it's a wait. So let's actually go to this chair over here I placed earlier and wait a couple of hours. And we'll be able to harvest our beautiful beer from the tank. Now, one thing I do want to point... actually, wait a moment while it shows another bit of UI. Did I only wait 3 hours? I think I only waited 3 hours. There we go. Sit back down, wait 1 more hour. What the heck? And again, notice in the top left-hand corner, we're going to get another UI pop up. There we go. We have 12 drinks ready to be pulled out of the brew tank. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is that if you don't remove any beer, don't worry. If you make another batch, it's still in there. Like, I made a batch of beer earlier, so it that 12 number that just popped up includes leftover beer that I didn't pull out of the tank earlier today. So it actually gets kind of weird because you can have this thing full of beer just waiting to be removed and still make a batch of wine, and you have to remove the beer first before you get the wine, which is a little weird. But, I mean, I can live with it. And now that the beer is made, I actually don't think I have any currently in my inventory. Let's take a look at that. Yep, none in aid. Let's use the spout there. It removes an empty beer bottle, and we get 1 beer. So, yes, you are going to have to click the spout for every individual beer you want to remove from this brewing station, which is a little tedious. And like I said, that's kind of why if you do make like a batch of beer and then a batch of wine, you'll have to remove the beer first, then the wine, and it'll just take a little bit of time. But I kind of like that because, again, in real life, brewing takes time. And there we go. Oh, no, we should have 1 more in there. Whoops, I didn't hit the spout. There we go. That is one complaint I actually do have, is the hitbox for that spout is fairly small. And if you don't click it right, well, you're into the brewing station. There we go. I got all of the beer out. We should have all 12 bottles there. Lovely, being the standard beer. And yeah, if we try to grab any more, the barrel is currently empty. And we can go ahead and make ourselves some nice liquor or some wines, etc. Now, as for the new custom ones, because of course we can make all the standard in-game ones, but we do actually have 5 newly added beverages. And those include 2 beers, being the Irish Cream, as well as the Portland Porter. We then have 2 wines, being the California Gourmet Wine and the East Hampton Ridge Pinot Noir. And lastly, 1 new liquor, being the Nuclear Shorty. And they are all pretty fun little bits of beverages, as they all have, of course, unique effects like any other alcohol, and of course have their own unique recipes. Some of them are a little bit weird, like the Nuclear Shorty. Why are we adding nuclear material into this? But oh well, this one's, you know, corn, dirty water, nuclear material, and vodka. And you also need Party Boy and Lead Belly to drink it. But it does produce a fun little beverage if we do grab it there. Yeah, the Nuclear Shorty, 5 strength, 3 perception, 1 luck. But also a lot of radiation. Good times, good times. And all of these are quite fun little things. I do love the labels on them too. They are pretty cool. They're not generic in the slightest. They are very unique and fun looking. But yes, that is the Brewhouse Shenanigans mod. I love this thing. You can make all of the alcohol you and your settlers desire in this one lovely station. So if you'd like to check this out for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is going to be it for today, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed, and you do come back for the next episode when hopefully we'll be having a look at yet another wonderful mod. I about said wonderful wine, but no, wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.